Hey students, I just wanted to go over how to do your business communication embedded credit portfolio. And to do these, we will be using a free option that you can use with your student Google accounts called Google Sites. I'm going to go through just the basic setup and then how to start putting items in your portfolio. And you can start on this anytime. You don't have to wait until you have everything ready. All right, so let's get to it. This is an example of a finished portfolio. Although, to be honest, I probably should put something on this first page. But what you will have are basically menu buttons across the top that match every item on the scoring guide. And then there'll be a More button for the additional ones. It would be most important that you put them in the order they are on the scoring guide, so it's easiest for those to be graded. But as you click on one, I'll just click on Career Vocabulary. What you'll have is Career Vocabulary at the top, and embedded on the page, your actual career vocabulary activity that you created. So I'll show you how to embed those on the pages. It's real easy to do. And as you do each of these, some of them are embedded different ways. If they're on your Google Drive, they'll be embedded very simply. If they're not, like this example, which is the infographic that you'll create, this is the one I did about job interviewing. This is created in Canva, and in Canva you have to use a different way to embed those items. But most all of this stuff should be on your Google Drive, so it should be pretty easy to put in there. Okay, so let's hop to it. You'll go to sites.google.com, and it'll take you to this page. Now there's what they call the old sites, which is what mine opens up to, and then the new sites. You do want to make sure you're in the new sites because it's just a little easier to use for beginners. So when you click on the new Google Sites, this is what mine looks like. I have several. You'll click on the plus sign to create a new site. And when you do, then it's going to ask you to give it a name. Up here in the top, I would suggest that you use your name and ABC and the year 18, which is what I did on this example. Tanya-ABC 18. ABC for Applied Business Communication, 18 for this year. Like so. That's going to be like part of the web page name. And then you can choose whatever theme you want. There's different colors and different setups and so forth. So you can choose whatever you like for that. I will say some of the titles are kind of long, so it might not be a bad idea to use one that uses a smaller font. But again, it's up to you. So then you're going to put in here your name and Applied Business Communication Portfolio or whatever you want to call it on here. Then you have to start creating the pages. Now before you create your pages and insert items on your pages, it's going to be a really good idea to have them already on your Google Drive in a folder. So if you haven't made a folder for my class and you've just got everything thrown everywhere, I would strongly suggest that you get a folder made specifically for the class. And then as you start creating new things for your portfolio, have a portfolio folder so that you're already in here and they're already saved in this folder because it'll just make it a lot easier later on. And then probably one of the biggest things is you've got to make it so I can actually see your projects. So you're going to click on the little people icon, which it might not be a people icon. You'll have something there. And you may have to click on advanced. But for this folder of files, we just want to make it so anyone on the internet can view it. If it doesn't say that, you may have to like scroll down or whatever. Now, we don't want people to be able to edit it. So just set it to on. You could even do anyone with the link. That would be fine also. But one of those two is ideal for this. I'm not necessarily always logged into my school account whenever I'm grading or looking at things on my phone, so I'd prefer you not put it to these options. But anyone with the link would be fine. That means it's not like searchable anywhere. And to view only. We don't want people to be able to edit your work. Okay, so once you've got that, we know that the folder will be accessible when we put it into the project. Now, back at the project, we do have to set some things up because the defaults are that nobody can see this site other than you, which is kind of a problem. There's a bunch of little things in here that you don't necessarily have to work with. There's take a tour, so if you want to learn more, you can. And there's an add a fav icon. Fav icon's that little icon right there. Not required, but if you want to do that, you certainly can. If you were working on a Google site with other people, you could share it with other people. But you shouldn't really have any need for that. And then this is your preview button so you can see what your site's going to look like whenever it's viewed. Okay, now once you have your site ready to go, you're going to hit publish. And you're going to want to do this early because the default again is that only people at Jackson R2 schools can see your account. And again, if I have your address and I go into Canvas but I'm not logged in on my Google account on my browser, it won't let me see it. So you're going to want to hit that button there, and then instead of anyone at Jackson, again, just anyone can view the published version. That way, if you give them the link, they'll be able to view it. So be sure to change that, and that's again on the publish screen. So who can view my site? Be sure to do that. If you don't want it to be in search results, just tell it to not display this in search results, search engine result settings. Okay. So there we go. And then you basically just start making your pages. You'll pull up the scoring guide from my class, and it's got a list in order. Your pages should be in that order too. So the first one that you're going to do is the nonverbal. It's the one that's going to have a picture, nonverbal professional dress. So to create your page, you just click down here, new page, and you can put nonverbal dress, and you just hit done, and now you have a page for it. And then you just keep on going. Career vocabulary, resume, cover letter, and so forth. You just create all your pages. And if you do them in order, they'll already be in order. Resume, cover letter, oops. And you use proper capitalization, of course. We want these to look nice. Anyway, so you just keep on going. Infographic, article, review, and so forth. And I'm not going to keep making pages because you can pull up the scoring guide to see what pages that you need. But if you do them in order, they'll already be in order over here, so that makes that really easy. Then you just start putting the items on the pages. Again, on the home page, you could put some sort of introduction to you down here. To do that, you click on Insert, and you can either put in a text box or put in a picture, or they have layouts like a picture with words beside it, that sort of thing. So you can do all of that over here on your own. It's pretty easy because it's all just drag and drop, basically. But on pages where you have to insert items, so let's say the career vocabulary, well, that is going to be a slideshow that you should already have in your portfolio folder, and I do, in my portfolio example things folder. So I'm going to go to this one and insert, and I could put a text box here so that I could write about it. I have chosen, fitness trainer as my career choice. Here is an overview of vocabulary related to that career. All right, so now I've got my little heading in there, and then I just have to insert it. And you just basically click right here. You want to insert it from your drive. So you click on my drive, and it's going to go through and show you all your drives. So I've got mine in Applied Business Communication. I've got my portfolio folder. And then there it is. So it's just really better to have them all in there. You can search your folder too if you're looking for something. But remember, if you don't have them in that folder, I might not have permission to see them. So you really need to put them in a folder first and then make sure that I have permission. Hit Insert. It's going to put it on the page. And please don't leave it tiny. You could just sort of scale it out till it's a good size. And that's it. Now I've got that page finished. And again, every now and then, just hit publish so it will update your published link. And there I go. It says it's been published. I can click on view, and this is my published link. And so that's what this page looks like. There it is. And it's really that simple. All of the items should be on your Google Drive, with the exception of your infographic, which will be on Canva. And when you create your infographic on Canva and you get it all finished, you're going to click the share button and you're going to go to embed. They have two different ways on here. There's like a embed, one that's down here that says to embed on WordPress, and then there's one that says to embed using HTML. So let's just look at the two different ones here. So if I come back in here to my editor, right now I'm on my preview page. If I go back to my editor and I go to that page, which is my infographic page, notice back at insert, there is embed, which is what you're doing with stuff that's not Google. So you click embed, and it has paste the URL of the site you'd like to embed, or it says embed code. I feel like embed code usually goes better. So where it says to embed your design using HTML, HTML is code. So you hit copy to get all that code. Go in here and just paste all your code into this box. It's a lot of code, but it's okay. Click on next, and it should show you a preview of what it's going to look like. And that looks good, so you hit insert. And now it's on here. Now this one you're going to want to zoom out and just pull, because these are long, till you get it long enough. I'm not going to make you watch me pull it, but you just keep pulling down till it gets long enough. There's like little words on the bottom of it too. If you look at my example that I already have pulled out, way down here, there. It has a little made in Canva thing happening. So that's basically what that looks like. Now, of course, make sure you look at your scoring guide. This one has requirement, which is the MLA citation has to be on the page and all that stuff. But the gist of it is that you basically make the page and you embed the item that you need to include on the page. So it's pretty simple. So again, your main thing is to make sure everything's in a folder. So if you already have stuff just kind of on your Google Drive in some random places that isn't going to be very helpful to you, make sure that you move those items. So like if this is my article summary, I need to move it. So you just right click it and say move to, and then you've got to find your folder. So if I've got my portfolio folder, there's my portfolio, and I'm going to hit move, and I'm going to hit OK. And now that one should be in my portfolio folder when I get in there, right there. And so when I get ready to do my article summary, no problem, I just put it in there. So here I could go, well, I don't have that page yet. We'll pretend it's this one. So then I would go to the page, I would go to insert, I would go from my drive, I would go to my folder, I would go to the subfolder that's for the portfolio, and then I would take my article summary, or really it should be the cover letter for this page, but you know what I mean. And you hit insert, and then again, just pull down, and you'll have to keep zooming out or dragging down so that you can get the whole thing. Because I do want to be able to read the whole paper, you know, that's kind of a good thing. But anyway, you just keep pulling down until you have the whole page, and then it's there. So that's your basics for getting your portfolio set up for embedded credit. And at any point in time, you can either turn in printouts of things to me that you'd like me to look over before they go in here, or you can go ahead and just post them to this and then send me an email with your site address. Now, your site address won't have a bunch of crazy letters and numbers like this. Don't send it from this in like the editing view. Click on View Publish Site after you publish it, and it's going to be something like this. It's going to say sites, it's going to have Jackson in it, and it's going to have your little whatever you called it. And that's basically your portfolio address, and that's what you'll turn in. All right, so at any time if you have questions, be sure to send me an email and let me know. Otherwise, this is basically the setup for your business communication portfolios. So good luck.